Breaking news next at 11, a toddler killed by an out-of-control SUV. Amber?
Plus, I'm tracking the chance for showers and thunderstorms. I'll break down the forecast for you next.
You bring out the flavor of our fruit. You sprinkle magic on our veggies.
Tajín is a unique seasoning made with lime, mild chili peppers, and sea salt. Welcome Tajín to the great American table. Add a zing with Tajín.
I'm Dianne Feinstein, and I approve this message. I support the Affordable Care Act and voted against all of Trump's attempts to repeal it. But we need to do more. I believe in universal health care, in a public health option to compete with private insurance companies, and expanding Medicare to everyone over 55. And I believe Medicare must be empowered to negotiate the price of drugs.
California Values, Senator Dianne Feinstein.
The compact Lincoln MKC with a healthy sense of exhilaration. A cabin that's a sanctuary. And a lane-keeping system that helps keep you on track, giving you a new perspective. The Lincoln MKC. Celebrate Memorial Day with an additional $1,000 trade assist cash on select Lincoln vehicles.
You bring out the flavor of our fruit. You sprinkle magic on our veggies.
Tajín is a unique seasoning made with lime, mild chili peppers, and sea salt. Welcome Tajín to the great American table. Add a zing with Tajín.
We begin with breaking news. A 3-year-old boy is dead, killed by the driver of an out-of-control SUV.
CBS 2's Lori Perez is live in South LA near South Figueroa and West 92nd. Lori?
Well, Peter and Jasmine, a really heartbreaking accident here tonight. It happened just after 5:30, not very far down this sidewalk, actually, where those people have gathered now. This is the 400 block of 92nd Street. We have video from earlier today with the response when police say a little boy was walking here with his mother when witnesses tell them an erratic driver suddenly and out of nowhere crossed the lanes going up onto the sidewalk where the suburban type truck struck the little boy, then kept going where it crashed into a fence and then into a house. This was a very busy time on the street. Police say there were lots of people out who came running. They flagged down a sheriff's deputy who happened to be passing by and was on the scene almost immediately, able to get help to take the toddler to the hospital, where doctors later pronounced him dead. Witnesses described for us the horrific scene.
He hit the baby and knocked it up into the yard, and it was underneath the car. And the guy tried to back up, but the baby was underneath. And he knocked it up underneath and hit the house. When he went in, he hit the house with the baby underneath.
Just horrific. A tow truck took that Suburban away just a little while ago, and this street has now reopened to traffic. Police say when they arrived here earlier tonight, the crowd had surrounded both the little boy who was hurt and the driver. They do now have the driver in custody on suspicion of driving under the influence. Back to you.
Terrible situation. Lori, thanks. A quiet Sunday rocked by gunfire and then a series of violent crashes. A driver was shot and quickly lost control.
CBS 2's Jeff Nguyen now live in Pomona, where he spoke to neighbors who tried to help that driver. Jeff?
Jasmine and Peter, tonight most of the broken glass has been swept away, but there is still a lot of damage here following a chain reaction crash. Take a look at this Challenger. The front hood is scraped up and the bumper is bent, and this comes after this blue pickup was pushed right into it. And speaking of this truck, come and take a walk with me and take a look at the front end of this truck. You can see that it is damaged right here, as well as the other side of this truck. This comes after gunfire sounded off on Cordova Street. Tonight, a team of tow trucks cleared away several vehicles following a chain reaction crash that was sparked by a shooting.
It was probably moved about that much.
Jeff McCook owns this blue truck that was damaged after his neighbor's car slammed into it. McCook ran out of his home after the sound of crunchy metal could be heard near the corner of Cordova Street and Elysian Avenue in Pomona.
I was terrified at first, thinking, am I going to find body parts?
From the air, you can see the length of this debris field. Police say this dark SUV is at the center of this case.
We don't believe it's gang related at this time, no.
Around 2 p.m. Sunday, someone fired a gun at the SUV on Cordova and hit the driver in the upper body. Tony Avalos was inside his home.
It was just pop, 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 and then poof, and that was it.
Police say the SUV was moving fast when the driver was shot. That caused him to crash into a parked Toyota Camry and hit McCook's truck and sent it into another parked car. The SUV finally stopped after crashing into this white car that was also parked.
When I walked up, the guy was slouched over in his front seat, so I even helped take him out.
Neighbors say the driver of the SUV was still breathing when they found him, and paramedics got here soon after to take the man believed to be in his 40s to the hospital.
You know, my heart really goes out to his family. I do send my love to them.
Neighbors believe the chain reaction crash and the shooting were sparked by a road rage incident. Police are working to figure out if that is accurate. In the meantime, the driver of the SUV is in critical condition. Jasmine and Peter, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Jeff. And look at this, a multi-car crash in South LA tonight. It happened on Main and Florence. Firefighters say as many as 7 people were hurt. 2 of the injuries are considered critical.
The search continues tonight for a hit-and-run driver who killed a grandfather in Compton. Police say 59-year-old Darnell Parker Sr. was riding his bike when he was hit just blocks from his home. Parker's daughter-in-law hopes the driver has a guilty conscience and surrenders.
He has children that's going to need him. They're going to miss out on very important things they can't even share with their dad.
Investigators don't have a good description of the suspect's vehicle, so they plan to look through security footage in the area.
Well, Starbucks is ditching its customers only rule and granting more access. But customers have mixed feelings about this. CBS 2's Chris Holmstrom is now live in Sherman Oaks with more. Chris.
Yeah, Jasmine, this story is definitely a talker, and it's one that's putting Starbucks right back in the headlines. Customer or not, everyone is welcome at your neighborhood Starbucks. This includes just hanging out or using the bathroom.
I've definitely done it, so I mean, I don't see a problem with it.
You go into a business and you just sit there and you don't buy anything, you're taking up a space at the table.
This comes 5 weeks after 2 black men who did not purchase anything were arrested at a Philadelphia Starbucks.
I think it should have always been that way, especially because of the way racism is and all.
But some customers have other concerns.
I mean, you could end up having like a squatter's problem almost, where you just have people coming and staying. I mean, if they're going to do that, they need to limit how long people can stay in there.
The story getting a lot of traction on our CBS LA Facebook page as well. This viewer saying it'll be a homeless camp. At least we won't have to deal with them on the streets, a concern some employees have.
Because we get attacked a lot, Hollywood Boulevard, you know, so I feel like if you get attacked, then we have the right to say no and we have the right to call the police.
The changes were hinted at earlier this month. The Starbucks executive chairman saying, quote, "We don't want to become a public bathroom, but we're going to make the right decision 100% of the time and give people the key because we don't want anyone at Starbucks to feel as if we're not giving access to use the bathroom." Something this family can get behind, especially after a busy day on Hollywood Boulevard.
Bathroom and sit, and you know, sometimes you don't feel like drinking a coffee or something, and they let you sit. I mean, I think that's good.
And who knows, more changes could come, especially after the racial bias training meeting later this month. That meeting is for all employees. It's on May 29th. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Certainly a lot of opinions on this, Chris. Thanks. The Justice Department has agreed to President Trump's demand that it investigate whether the FBI spied on his campaign for political purposes. It stems from this tweet from the president today saying, "I hereby demand and will do so officially tomorrow that the Department of Justice look into whether or not the FBI DOJ infiltrated or surveilled the Trump campaign for political purposes, and if any such demands or requests were made by people within the Obama administration." That tweet and demand followed reports that an FBI informant had interacted with Trump campaign officials in 2016 while the Bureau examined its ties to Russia. On Saturday, Mr. Trump called on Congress to release classified documents that could potentially out the alleged informant. But the ranking Democrat on the Senate Intelligence Committee said exposing the identity of informants could put intel sources' lives at risk.
Today in Santa Fe, Texas, a funeral was held for the first of the 10 victims of that school shooting rampage. She was an exchange student. Meantime, Texas Governor Greg Abbott greeted people at church today just a mile away from the campus shooting. The service included recognition for several students preparing to graduate. One teen told the governor that gun laws were not the problem.
It's not a gun law issue. This kid was 17 years old. Gun laws are already against him. You know, he should not have been able to get into the school issue.
The 17-year-old suspect remains jailed on capital murder charges. Investigators still don't know about a motive.
Back here in the Southland, the bomb squad checked a suspicious device in Woodland Hills. It was discovered in a stolen car after police tracked it to Rigoloto Street and Avenue San Luis. The device was found in the trunk of the car just as it was about to be towed away. The LAPD says the driver was arrested.
Well, we are tracking that chance for showers, believe it or not. Right, Amber?
Yeah, that's right. It looks like that low pressure system we've been watching is right on track. I'll let you know when we can expect the drizzle, the showers, and also the thunderstorms.
All right, Amber. Plus, a girl falls into a beach fire pit. Hear from the off-duty firefighter who helped save her. And
you're going to know things about the hotel that you're not going to see online.
Ooh, we have summer travel secrets for people booking that staycation right here in Southern California.